This is my 2009 BMW 318D E91 estate. Has recently developed a fault where the traction control light is flashing while driving in a straight line or a corner.
So first things first, I think we'll just do a code scan before we take it for a run with this snap on here. And here's a result of that global scan. So there's a load of faults in this car. There's glow plug, anti-lock brakes is showing brake pad wear indicators there, and we have road speed signal fault there in the immobilizer. It's a strange place for that to be flagging up, and there's no message driving speed from the footwell module, so there's a few faults there. So what we'll do is, we'll take it for a road test and monitor the wheel speeds on all four wheels, but yeah, there's nothing really there giving us any sort of indication, so we'll see if a road test can show anything up. There's no real codes there that tell us anything, with wheel speed sensors being dropped out. And that's fair enough because, the traction control's kicking in, which can happen, if it was a slippy road or whatever. So the car thinks, it's one of the wheels are slipping. So it's as if there's like snow on the road or something like that. So that's why there's no fault logged. So what we need to find out, what conditions do we need to have to be able to replicate this?
So generally speaking, the code's showing up, or the fault's showing up when I'm driving along. It seems to be after the car has been running for maybe 5 or 10 minutes while driving, unless something's heating up or something. Once the car's up to heating speed, on a straight line, it starts to flash up if there was a bump on the road, or if you were going around the like of a long sweeping corner. It flashes up. When it does flash up, it cuts the power. You have to release the throttle and press it again. Sometimes it flashes again as soon as you put your foot in the throttle, sometimes it doesn't. In the meantime, I've had to be turning the traction control off in order to get a straight drive to somewhere.
That
yeah.
button? Okay.
Although even with the button pressed and the traction control turned off, sometimes it still works. Or sometimes it still gives you the code, so I'm unsure what's happening.
So we'll get up some live data here. So anti-lock brakes. Continue. Got the ignition still on, haven't we? Yeah. So data, wheel speed sensors, and we'll record all the wheels and see if we see any dropouts. Right, so we're getting her up to speed. What are we doing? 70 miles an hour, of course. It's a legal limit, and we're monitoring. We're just recording some data there and see if we can get this thing to play up. So we've been on the road about 10 minutes and nothing's really happening. Ryan, what's the crack?
Well, generally speaking, whenever I start the car and I start driving, if the car has been sitting overnight or for an hour or whatever, and it's cooled down, the fault doesn't flash up until you're driving for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then it's kind of a constant flash, flicker over bumps and corners and stuff like that. So they're just doing it right now. So
did you get it there?
Yeah. So sometimes see it's flashing there now again. So it's kind of dependent. It seems to be, you can probably feel it there doing it. See, it's doing it there now. So if I keep my foot on the throttle when it happens, it cuts the power. You can feel it's holding itself back, which isn't ideal whenever you're on the motorway. It's doing it steady there at the minute. So if I have my foot still on the throttle and it's holding, it won't let me drive on. So we'll turn off here. It usually does it round corners as well, but you can see if I sort of go, if I put my foot on the throttle at all now at this stage, it starts to flash. So we'll try it around this corner because it usually does it around a corner as well.
Is it doing it? Shout out.
Not at the minute. No, yeah, it's doing it now again. So
Shout out. Tell the camera.
yeah, it's doing it there now. Yep. So you can feel that it's holding itself back whenever that light's flashing. So, and it's doing it there at the minute. Just steady there as we go round the corner. You can feel the car almost chugging as it's going along.
Right, okay, we got it to go there, so we've stopped the recording and we can scoot it back a wee bit and we can see that it's dropping out on one of the graphs there, just there, so we can see that one there is dropping out. But I know you'll not be able to see it with the glare, but I'll put it up here now. So we'll have a look at our live data. This is a recording of that journey we did there. So nothing really happens there for a while, but we can see from the maximums is 78 miles per hour, apart from the rear left wheel speed, which is the bottom left box there, and it's maxing at 85. So we can scoot it along and we can see where the car thinks the wheel is slipping, or the wheel is skidding, and that's where it's taking a difference from the rest of the speeds from the rest of the other three wheels. So we can see there where we've slowed down on the road test, and yeah, so pretty clear there that that's the problem, rear left. And I'll pin a link down in the comments for a video I did a while ago on this type of problem on a BMW for a fix for the rears that see that sort of slippage there.
That's great. Obviously I had no idea what wheel it was or which one it was whenever we plugged the scan tool, and they were showing no existing codes. So now, because we're driving along, I can see it in the graph that it's obviously the rear left wheel sensor that's flashing up, so I know which one to go purchase.
Well, that's dead on. Now we have a bit of direction. It took a wee while, it took a bit of a run now to get that act up there. So very intermittent there, no codes on the code scan relating to wheel speed sensor. There's plenty of codes for other stuff, but okay, we'll take it from there when I know what to focus on, and there you go, we're a bit further on with our diagnosis. So okay, there we go, we've got a bit of direction. There's an Ulster bus away by. We've got a bit of direction from that scan data there, and it took about, what, half an hour or thereabouts for that to actually show itself, and it's very minute, the slip. I think it's 7 miles an hour of a difference, but we'll, yeah, 7 mile an hour extra that rear left is showing there of slippage, so that's causing the traction control light to come on. But it took a wee while to come on. What was that, about 15 minutes or something? So yeah, that's dead on. We've got a bit of direction, we know where to go, and we'll concentrate our efforts at that wheel. Okay, that's it then. Many thanks for watching. Just a wee road test and a diagnosis, an introduction to RAN, and bye.